Hey everybody, and welcome back to more Let's Play Super Metroid. I'm host Picking Level 72, and we're gonna get started off today by going into this boss room. A funny thing to note is that if you equip the X-ray scope, you can actually see the outline of Ridley before you even fight him. But now, it's on, Dragon Guy! So, he acted much in the similar way as he did back in the space colony, with the same attacks, shooting fire out of his mouth, attacking us with his tail and body. He has one more attack, which is to pick you up, and he'll sometimes attack you with his tail. Pretty much you just want to use super missiles, or miss a lot, like I'm doing. And this guy actually has, just like before, there are two ways to beat Ridley. Although, this one you can't just let your health fall out enough that will actually kill you this time. But you either have to kill him completely by doing enough damage to him, or at a certain amount of damage, he will actually pick you up and do some sort of kamikaze attack, which doesn't actually hurt you. And wow, I wasted like all my super missiles. Oh well, now I can just spam regular missiles at him. Also, if he ever picks you up, just kind of mash buttons to break out before he attacks you, although sometimes he gets you with his tail anyway. But yeah, I always found this fight really fun, because you're just jumping around, firing missiles left and right. Also, the screw attack is going to be a pretty good thing to try to use as you're jumping, because it protects against its fire. But once you fire, obviously it breaks out of it, which is unfortunate. So, obviously he's getting pretty red, which means he should be dying here soon. I don't actually know if he's going to completely die or pick me up. We'll kinda see. So I'm taking quite a beating, but it doesn't really matter for reasons you'll see once we beat him. Come on! Just be dead already. You don't usually take this long. Are you still not dead? Hey. Wow, he's still not dead! He's not even in kamikaze mode yet. Did the super missiles really do that much against him and I just missed that many? Come on! Ah, don't fall in the lava. Acid, whatever. Alright, there. He's doing his kamikaze now. When he picks us up and it explodes, but it doesn't do any damage to us, strangely. So, just a few more hits and he will have exploded without picking us up. But it doesn't really matter which way you beat him. Anyway, we come in here and check it out. It's the broken capsule of the baby Metroid. And also we have an E-Tank here, the last one of the game. So that's why it doesn't really matter how much damage you take. So obviously the baby Metroid is not being held by Ridley anymore. It must have been taken somewhere else, where they cloned it to create those Monk-Troids we saw earlier. So unfortunately, beating Ridley did nothing but get us an E-Tank. And sweet, sweet revenge for killing our parents oh so long ago. Because if you don't know Metroid lore, that's kinda one of the big reasons Samus hates Ridley, besides the fact that he's a space pirate. The reason she hates the space pirates is because Ridley killed her parents. So, yeah, a little lore for you. And ow. So now, now we have Ridley taken care of. You can just pass these guys because the other door is unlocked. Now that we've beaten Ridley, we just need to get out of here. And we have every expansion except for one missile pack. And I actually alluded to this missile pack before, saying that it was annoying to get, and considering it's the last pack in the game, that's a pretty safe assumption. At least it's the last pack in the game I get. But we just need to get out of here. I'll probably be using that shortcut I showed earlier to go back to regular Norfair. Alright. So really we just need to get back to criteria, because if you remember, we've now defeated all 4 bosses that were on that golden statue. So something good ought to happen there. That and the fact that we've explored every possible room we know of thus far would tell us that there's probably going to be something important with that last thing we need to do. And so we just need to get there. Alright. So, while I'm getting there, I feel like I should, be saying something. So, I'm gonna probably talk about the, praises I give to the Prime series in general. Because Vector Studios really did a great job with the games. They, for those you don't know, although you probably should by this point, but the Prime series is a series of 3 Metroid games on the 2 on the GameCube, 1 on the Wii. What it does, or what it is it was the first 3D Metroid games. So, obviously, for any game from the NES era to be make the jump into 3D, it has to be be done with care. And some games made it pretty gracefully, like obviously the Mario games, the Super Mario 64 made it well, Zelda games also. But other games like the Kirby series didn't necessarily make it as well, and that's why today you see mostly 2D Sonic Kirby games, although Sonic didn't really make the 3D jump as well either. But you mostly see 2D Kirby games now because it didn't really do so well in 3D. Actually, was there even a 3D Kirby game at all? I mean, there's Kirby 64, which obviously I LP'd earlier, but that was not really 3D. The play zone was still 2D, even though it looked 3D. I don't think there was. Except for like Kirby's Air Ride, but that's not really a main series game. I don't think they ever tried a 3D Kirby game. They should do that. Anyway, going back to what's happening in the game, we're actually back here in Kraid's hideout, which I told you oh so long ago that we wouldn't be quite done with once we were done with Kraid because there was what the stupid bomb blew me into a door. God. Anyway, I said that there was going to be one expansion here that we couldn't get at the time of fighting Kraid, and it's true. You actually have to come over here, lay a power bomb, which we couldn't get before Kraid, and there's a missile pack right here. Why did they put a missile pack that you need power bombs to get in Kraid's hideout? I don't know. It's kind of jerkish of them. But, whatever. Anyway, going back to Retro Studios and Metroid Prime, with Metroid Prime the First, they did a fantastic job of making a 3D Metroid game, and it really supported. The first-person perspective really worked for the game, but it wasn't like a first-person shooter that we know of nowadays. It's more like a first-person adventure, really. And what Retro Studios did was they pretty much used Super Metroid as a base for what they were trying to do. Like most of the get off. Most of the power-ups in Metroid Prime came directly from this game. Pretty much any power-up in that game is in this game, and vice versa. You know, I feel like there's no speed booster in that game. There's no screw attack, actually. But I really have trouble... Oh, come on! Stupid screw attack. I really have trouble thinking of many power-ups that are in this game that aren't there. Also, the areas are similar, the atmospheres are similar. Oh, Jesus! Oh, yeah, I forgot about this area. Be careful using the screw attack here, because these platforms are all actually destroyable for some reason. And so these enemies. Alright. Just gonna be careful there. But anyway, yeah, Metro Studios really did a good job in making the 3D Metroid games. And then Prime 2 and Prime 3 just followed up and had better uses of the Metroid Prime like formula. So what they did, I mean, Prime 2 is very, very good. So Metro, I feel did a really good job with the games. I mean, they were really highly critically acclaimed, and really showed how Metroid could be done well in 3D. Then again, there's only ever been one other partially, well, yeah, completely 3D Metroid game, and that's the infamous Metroid Other M, which I don't really want to get into quite right now. I will be getting into it a little bit later, but not right now, because I still want to talk about it. Ugh. That game. Anyway, here, you want to save in your ship one last time to fully restock all your ammo and stuff, because if you haven't pieced it together now, considering we've taken out all 4 bosses and gone to every area in the game, we're heading towards the final area / final boss. And obviously, we get there through the golden statue. So we can just zoom down here, through all this area that we've seen so many times, and used to be a problem back in the very beginning, but now, like, green space pirates, who cares? Then through this area, once more, and in this door. Now we get to wait a long time as we see the ghost of Phantoon leave as his yellow eye breaks, and the ghost of Dragon leave as its blue eye breaks, and the ghost of Ridley leave as its red eye breaks that actually breaks in pink for some reason. And then a long, well, very, very long, like, I wouldn't really call it cutscene, but just a event where the statue falls into the background, and it takes like a minute or so. I don't really know how long it takes, I've never really timed it. And then we can go down here, and there's an elevator, leading us to the final area of the game. And this area is named the same as the final area in the original Metroid, which is Tourian. So, as you can see from the map, a pretty small area. Also, here we have, like, lava acid that hurts you even though you have a gravity suit. Because it looks like lava, but obviously it still hurts you. But yeah, this area is pretty short, because obviously it doesn't have any expansions. If you don't have all the expansions by now, you need to go get them. Also, it appears that the space pirates have finally been successful in cloning actual Metroids. Although, in my personal opinion, these Metroids are nowhere near as scary as the ones in the original game. Because these ones just seem, like, I don't even know what's about them, but they just seem slower, like easier to freeze or something. Easier to beat, because all you need to do to beat them is freeze them and shoot 5 missiles at them. And then once you do, they'll give you like a whole bunch of health and missile packs to refill all your stuff, which is very nice of them. And here, occasionally they will latch onto you. And there's 2 ways to get them off: either bomb them a lot, or you can also power bomb them for 1 hit. Like, they'll oh, they won't die in 1 shot from power bombs. I guess that's just a Metroid Prime thing. Oh, it's a rather good idea that Metroid Prime had. Would you get off? I'm bombing you like a billion times. Come on. Stupid Metroid, get off. Get off! Get off! No, seriously, get off. Get off. God. It's not supposed to take that many bombs. It took like half my health. Although, health doesn't really matter in this point, which we'll see a little bit later. Alright. So, moving on. Got more Metroids, and why am I getting caught by all of these? I usually don't get caught by like, any of these Metroids. There. Also, although it's kinda easy to forget about it, don't knock off the killer SpaghettiOs as no threat, because they will constantly be going at you. I just love calling them killer SpaghettiOs, because that's what they are. And here we have a new type of enemy. These enemies are completely impervious to our attacks, which seems weird, because why would an enemy be completely impervious to our attacks? It's so late in the game. Then here we have the hollowed out corpse of a Chozo, which you remember is one of the most powerful creatures in the entire, like, known universe. Then here we have some other enemies that we've seen throughout the game that have dried corpse, and there's another one of those things that we couldn't kill. And then, oh god, a giant Metroid! Run away! See, everything that just happened in the past few rooms is a great way this game handles this part. Because you see this new enemy that you can't kill, you can't even touch, and this giant Metroid comes in and completely killed it in just a matter of seconds. And, it didn't kill us. Because we couldn't shake it off, and it left us with 1 health. How strange, and now it's sort of following us around. Or at least it was, kinda. For a little bit. But, yeah, so that Metroid just completely killed that enemy that we couldn't even touch in a matter of seconds. We also noticed that it, created the corpse of one, just like all the other corpses we saw. Especially of the one of the Chozo. Meaning that this thing took down a Chozo. And, oh, thank god that beeping has stopped. So, it's just a really good way that, this game does theming. Anyway, with that, that's going to be another episode. So next time on Let's Play Super Metroid, we're going to be going through the rest of Tourian, seeing what happened with that giant Metroid, maybe finding the baby Metroid, and hopefully beating the game. See you guys then.